All right, let's try this again. Welcome back. All right, so apparently I said World Series. I meant to say Stanley Cup. So we're gonna do this again. Just that's how it works. I do one take and then upload it. So if there's something egregious like me saying World Series when I meant Stanley Cup, we're back. Pittsburgh doesn't win World Series. So they win Stanley Cups. They do not. The Pirates. I've tried. I've got a Pirates jersey. I've cheered for the Pirates. I might be the problem because I don't cheer for the Penguins. They win lots of cups, so maybe I need to stop cheering. But yeah. Anyways, Martin Straka. Let us discuss the career of Martin Straka, Czech-born player. Part of the reason I picked him, not just because he's a first rounder, and it is of course draft day, so first round draft picks are going to be on Vogue today. Picking him because there are a number of Slovak players, there's Czech players, there's a pretty good European feel for this draft, and I think we could see some guys come out of both the Czech Republic or Czechia and players out of Slovakia that I think could be really solid NHLers, and it had me thinking about Straka. So I checked the channel to make sure I hadn't done a video on Straka. Well, now I have. This is my second take, so here we go. I usually end up being a little bit more sassy the second time through when I do a video, so I apologize. It's been a long time since I've had to go, I got to delete that and start over, but here we are. So, Martin Straka is the 19th overall pick in 1992 when the Penguins won the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is that trophy that had been on that right there behind. I have two Stanley Cups right in front of me. And World Series pennant. No, 92-93 after the draft, he does play right away for the Penguins in a limited role, right? 42 games, 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points, and in the playoffs he adds 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points in 11 games. Now, the 92-93 Penguins were a wagon, and this jersey became a wagon in and of itself, which is why I'm wearing it for this video too, as I love this jersey. Although changing from that logo wasn't that popular with a lot of people, the corporate penguin, the robo penguin, however you want to look at it. But in the 93 playoffs, they ran into an Islanders team that they just could not beat, right? And so a team that I think the 92-93 Penguins might have been better than the ones in 90-91 or 91-92, they end up falling short. So 93-94 in his first full season, 84 games played, 30 goals, 34 assists, 64 points. Sky's the limit, right? Straka, exciting player, good goal scorer. Here we go, 6 games in the playoffs, 1 goal. So you want a little more out of him in the playoffs, but the regular season numbers are excellent. But then 94-95, it just drops. Everything drops out for him. 31 games, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. And he plays his way out of Pittsburgh. So he goes from first round pick, decent rookie season considering it's right after his draft, really good second year, and then third year, he's on the way out. He heads to the Ottawa Senators, who are not in good shape at this point either, in exchange for Norm McIver, who was the leading scorer for the Senators their first year in the NHL, and Troy Murray, whose career is winding down at this point, but the Penguins looking to add a couple of veterans, a veteran on the blue line, a veteran up front, and they sacrificed Straka to do it. Straka only plays 6 games with the Senators after that trade. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. I cannot make another big error. I can't. So now that he's playing for the Ottawa Red Blacks, obviously the Ottawa Senators. Red Blacks is a terrible name. Anyways, 95-96. He played 43 games for the Sens, 9 goals, 16 assists, 25 points. Then he gets traded again. January 23rd, he's traded with Don Beaupre and Brian Berard to the New York Islanders in exchange for Wade Redden and Damian Rhodes. Now, he's going from a team in Ottawa that's struggling and trying to find itself to a team with the New York Islanders who are about to become fish sticks. So, you know, this is a problem. 22 games with the New York Islanders, he has 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points in those 22 games. So again, not the kind of totals that the Islanders would have been wanting, and to the point where he ends up going on waivers. And on March 15th, beware the Ides of March and all that, he is claimed by the Florida Panthers. Now, Florida is on their way to the playoffs. 12 games played in Florida after that acquisition on the waiver wire. 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Not bad. And then in the playoffs, well, Florida goes all the way to the final. Straka only gets into 13 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for him in that run to the final. But again, good young player who had 30 goals with Pittsburgh, not really being counted on by the Florida Panthers as they make that run to the final. And in that Stanley Cup final, Colorado just shut them down. And this is where if Straka was, a star player, really could have helped out Florida. So 96-97, plays 55 games that year, 7 goals, 22 assists, 29 points. This is not the kind of point total that anybody would have been happy with. And Straka himself likely wasn't happy either. In the playoffs, 4 games played and no points. So Florida goes out in the first round that year, and Straka isn't really a factor. Straka's kind of a forgotten guy at this point. 7 goals in 55 games. And all this talk would have been, he's a bust. And I remember because I was thinking the same thing. But proving that you can go home again, on August 6th of 1997, he is signed. He returns to the Pittsburgh Penguins, the team that shuffled him off not that long before. It's April 7th of 1995 that he gets traded, and it's August 6th of 1997 that he returns. So he wasn't gone that long. He definitely got some frequent flyer points, though, going to Ottawa, the Islanders, and Florida. So back in Pittsburgh, 75 games, 19 goals, 23 assists, 42 points for him. And he's back, right? 20 goal scorer in the playoffs, 6 games, 2 goals, no assists for 2 points. But he's back. 97-98 was a good year, but 98-99 was better. 80 games played, 35 goals, 48 assists, 83 points. That's the player that they were expecting back in 93-94 when he put up that 64-point season. So in the playoffs, 13 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. This is also the year that he makes his sole appearance in an All-Star game. I was actually mildly surprised he only had 1 appearance in an All-Star game, but we've talked about All-Star games, haven't we? Where it doesn't necessarily reflect all of the best players because you have to have a player from every single team. And I think Straka may have been a victim of that once we get to the 2000-2001 season. So 99-2000, 71 games played, 20 goals, 39 assists, 59 points. Now his points per game dropped, but it's still pretty good. In the playoffs, it comes back up. 11 games, 3 goals, 9 assists for 12 points. So 2000-2001, he plays every game that year, 82 games, 27 goals, which is the second highest total to that point in his career, or third highest, I should say. He had the 2 30-goal seasons, including the 35-goal year. 68 assists, which is third overall in the NHL, 95 points, which is fourth overall in the NHL. In the playoffs, 18 games, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. So Pittsburgh went on a nice long run. They don't reach the Stanley Cup final, but it was a good run there. And Straka playing a pretty big role in that. So Straka now is a star. 2001-2002, he ends up missing most of the season. Only plays 13 games, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. So for Straka, that season costs him a chance at 1,000 games in his career because of when he chose to retire. Not that I think a player necessarily worries so much about that at a retirement time. 2002-2003, plays 60 games, 18 goals, 28 assists, 46 points. Do not misspeak. So, 02-03 was a decent year, but 03-04 would mark the end of his time in Pittsburgh, and this time it's for good. 22 games played, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. So the offense has really dropped off at this point. November 30th, he is traded for, and I'll try to say him better this time, Sergei Anshikov and Martin Strbak are going the other way. So he goes to LA, 32 games played with the Kings, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. So in total, 54 games, 26 points, and just overall kind of disappointing, right? By the standards he created in 2000-2001 with the 95-point year. 04-05, of course, we do not have a season due to the lockout, setting up the salary cap era. And in 2005-2006, before that season gets going, the New York Rangers sign him. August 2nd of that year, of 2005, he signs with the New York Rangers. Now, the curious thing about this for me at the time was he had only been able to produce as a Penguin. That was it. Like same as like Sean McEachern's another one. Had to be a Penguin to produce. It's weird. It's another career I can look at some point because quite the journeyman career he had. But 82 games played for Straka, 22 goals, 54 assists, 76 points. In the playoffs, 4 games played, no points there. But again, now he's back to almost a point per game. Remarkable considering what had happened the years before. 2006-2007, also an excellent year. 77 games, 29 goals, which was the best goal total he put up since 98-99. 41 assists for 70 points. In the playoffs, 10 games played, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. So point per game in the playoffs. Played well for the Rangers. His final year would be 07-08. He'd play 65 games, 14 goals, 27 assists for 41 points. In the playoffs, 10 games, 3 goals, 7 assists for 10 points. So Straka ends up retiring with totals of 954 games played, 257 goals, 460 assists, 717 points, 0 Stanley Cups, and 0 World Series championships. In the playoffs, 106 games played, 26 goals, 44 assists, 70 points. and overall not a bad career. So there you go. Again, when I misspeak, if it's something like that, I have no problem taking a video down and redoing it. Just glad that it's a career video and not like a big, huge, long history video that I'd have to redo, which has happened before. That has absolutely happened before. So it's rare. It's the first time it's happened in a while, but still, I actually prefer the second take because I didn't have to pause because the boys were leaving and Yvonne was driving and there was noise outside. So this take actually turns out to be a little better. And there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, let me know your thoughts regarding Martin Straka. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, thank you guys so much for all your support. Crazy day today. I will talk to you again soon.